We are weeks away from Colorado's first spring practice. Every day there's a new coach to be interviewed, so I'm going to continue to get these interviews out to you guys. If you didn't see the previous interview with Coach Sean Lewis, I will have a link in the description. In this interview, we have wide receiver Coach Brett. You guys know me, I'm a former wide receiver, so I'm always excited to hear about what's going on with the wide receivers. So anyway, let's get to it. What's good, YouTube? MagDog TV back with another video. If you're new here, stopping by for the first time, hit the like, subscribe button, comment. I really appreciate it. Also, click the notification bell. That way, whenever I upload a video, you guys will be aware.
I'll start you off of start everyone else how the first few weeks have been in Boulder, then we'll open up for questions.
Okay. Oh, my first 2 weeks here at Boulder?
Yeah.
Oh, it's been unbelievable. I'm from Los Angeles, and I've lived kind of everywhere across the country at this point for the most part. You know, I played in the Pac-12 at Washington State, and once I left and I got into coaching, I always told myself, like, man, I would absolutely love if I somehow landed back here at the University of Colorado, and it's kind of funny how life plays out sometimes, you know, and obviously being here with Coach Prime and, you know, getting started here these first few weeks, it's been unbelievable. The city, the fan base, you know, people are ready to win here. Fans are ready to win. The support we have, I mean, this beautiful building that we have and what we're allowed to do in here. And so it's just truly a blessing. And I looked out my window today and I see the mountains and the snow and all that, and I got to pinch myself, you know, just being here. So it's been incredible so far.
Coach Brian Howell from the Boulder Daily Camera. You obviously played for Coach Leach, had a chance to be an offensive coordinator this last year. How much did that experience, kind of elevate you as a coach? But then also, how much did you talk with Coach Leach before he passed, and kind of lean on him and get some advice throughout your coaching journey?
You know, Coach Leach, he was, he was a simple man. He really was, and most of what I took from him, I took as a player, and a lot of it was caught other than taught, if that makes sense. And just by the way he interacted, by the way he coached, the simplicity of which he coached, a lot of that I caught that as a player, and I learned how to handle, you know, different situations, you know, based off, you know, what Coach Leach was given and how he taught things. But he's been instrumental in everywhere that I've been, and obviously, you know, I wouldn't be here today, you know, if it weren't for him and his relationship with Coach Prime. You know, he's one of the greats, you know, and you know, him helping me get that role last year at Jackson State and being in that role, that was huge for me in my career, my development, being at that stage and at that level, and you know all eyes are on you. You know, and everyone's watching what you do, and at the end of the day, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is just, you know, the people in that building and the players, the coaches, and what you do to get better every single day. And that's how we're approaching it here. That's how I'm approaching it here. I'm in a different role. I'm coaching the receivers, and those are my guys. And my job as a coach right now is to hold all those guys accountable to the standard that we've set as coaches every single day.
If you guys been following the channel, I know you guys are inspired, man, because every one of these coaches have a journey that they had to go through to get to where they are. Coach Sean Lewis talked about Coach Alvarez. This coach talking about Mike Leach. Coach Prime always thinking JSU. All of these coaches had to have someone in their corner to get to where they are today. Coach
Nikki Edwards, CU Sports Report. You worked closely with Shedeur Sanders last season. How would you overall describe his play style as a quarterback, and do you think he's, of course you'd probably say yes, but do you think he's ready for this Power 5 opportunity?
Yeah, absolutely. As far as arm talent goes, he's as good as I've seen at this level. You know, I've been around, you know, guys like Carson Strong, who's a two-time Mountain West player at Nevada, and I mean, he could touch anywhere on the field. Shedeur can. He really can. He could process really fast. He understands what defenses are trying to do to him. You know, as a quarterback, he has a very, very high IQ level. He really does. And so, you know, he's still developing. He's still young. You know, he's going into his junior year, and this is a big off season for him. But, you know, he has the coaching. You know, he has the coaches around him. He has the offensive line. You know, he's got receivers around him. So he's got a system around him. It's just a matter of making sure everyone's on the same page. And he's going to do big things this year. There's no doubt about it.
Hi, Coach Adam Munster-Tiger, 24/7 Sports. Being the new receivers coach, I'm curious, with Jordan Tyson, did you go back and watch some of the film of what he did last year, and how is he coming along with his recovery?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jordan Tyson is a phenomenal player, and you know, we got to take things one step at a time. I'm disappointed I'm not going to be able to see him this spring, you know, but it is what it is. You know, we look forward to getting him back in the fall, and once that happens, you know, I'd like to see it in person, exactly what he could do. So, you know, we've watched all the tape. We know what he's capable of. He's a guy who has had experience, who has been in the fire, so he's going to be a good addition to our room. He really is, and you know, the talent level is there. It's just a matter of getting him acclimated to the new system, you know, and so which he's doing. You know, he's doing right now. It's just he's got to do everything in his power right now to make sure that his body and his mental is there for when he gets back on the field in the fall.
So for those who don't know, Jordan Tyson is a returner from last season. He put up some amazing numbers against Arizona State. He's a veteran. Most guys haven't been talking about this guy, man, but these be the guys that be the dogs. And you know, if you finish the season 1-11 and Coach Prime brought you back, that says a lot about this guy's playmaking ability. Great hands. As I said before, can return kicks as well. Put up a total of 230-something yards, man. Be on the lookout for him. Standing at 6'2" from Allen, Texas.
Hey, Brett, Sean Keeler at the Denver Post. You're, I believe, in a unique position here. If I'm not mistaken, you just went from working for Jay Norvell to working with Deion Sanders. That game's going to be coming up in a few months. I'm sure you know that. I wonder if you could contrast the two, having kind of gone from one staff to another.
Jay Norvell is one of my favorite coaches and honestly person in the world. He was incredible to me. He's an incredible coach. He's an incredible leader. You know, a lot of what I've learned from wide receiver play has come from him, you know, and that's his specialty. You know, he hired me at Nevada. He took me under his wing, and he was huge for me there. Comparing him to Coach Prime, there's no comparison you could make to someone like Coach Prime. He just, you know, you can't really make that comparison with anybody. It's completely different. But yeah, they're right up the road, and I look forward to connecting with them soon here, because I got a relationship with a bunch of those guys up there in Fort Collins. But we look forward to playing them week 3.
Just 2 more. We got to stay on time. Tyler and Pat, go ahead.
Hey, Brett. Tyler King, Denver Gazette. Just curious kind of what your impressions are of Sean Lewis's offense and kind of how similar it was to what you guys were running last season at Jackson State, and how kind of he's leaned on you so far to kind of implement things, and what your kind of process has been like in learning the offense.
Sean Lewis is unbelievable, man. He's as sharp as they come. He really is. You know, what we're doing here, our identity, you know, we're going to play fast, you know, and there's some different things we'll do alignment-wise and split-wise, but we're just trying to create a horizontal stretch on the defense, really just put them in conflict where they got to make a decision of, you know, do they want to stop the run or do they want to cover? And, you know, if they want to stop the run, then we're going to throw the ball down the field. And when we throw the ball down the field, it's going to be a vertical passing game. A lot of the drop-back passing that we're doing, it's similar, you know, to the stuff that I'm accustomed to and to what I've done. Everyone's got their twist on things, and I really like his twist on things. He's super sharp. He's super detailed. He's an incredible teacher. So I look forward to learning a lot from him.
Hey, Coach, Pat Graham from the Associated Press. I know you give a long answer probably on this, but maybe just a Cliff Notes version. If you, but like a player that's reached the status that Deion did in his career, they typically don't make the best coaches because maybe they demand too much. But he's the exception. Why is he the exception?
He's an unbelievable leader. I mean, you say what's the greatest quality of Coach Prime? Like the first thing that pops into my mind is leader. He's a leader, and he's a person that people gravitate towards. And, you know, he leads by example. You know, he's the hardest worker in the building. You know, he's here all the time. He's leading by example. He's doing everything right. He's saying everything right. And so, you know, coaches and players alike, they gravitate towards, you know, a person like that. So when I think of Coach Prime, he makes a great head coach because he's a great leader. And I think OB touched on this before, but he with conflict and adversity, he takes it head on. There's no beating around the bush. If there is any sort of conflict at all, coaches, players, anybody in the building, we address it. you know, we address it and we learn how to attack it, and we move forward. And so that's something that he's really good at. He's really good at relationships. He's really good at getting to know people. And what people don't understand too is, like, you know, every single player on this team, which, you know, he's still getting to know, you know, some for the most part, but, you know, I know at Jackson State he had a relationship with every single one of those guys, and that's what he's in the process of doing here. He's going to have a nickname for everybody. He's going to have a special, you know, sort of you know, maybe greeting or handshake with one of the kids. So he's unbelievable when it comes to that sort of thing.
All right, thanks, Coach.
So my final thoughts, you guys heard him speak about Sean Lewis. Very good coach, very energetic. We did a complete breakdown on Sean Lewis. I will have a link in the description. He also spoke about the similarities of Sean's playbook compared to Jackson State. Very similar playbook. This is why I tell the athletic director to allow me in the house, man. Allow me to film for you guys, because at the end of the day, your wide receiver coach has already just told us and everybody else what's going on, what to expect. So if you say you don't want me to showcase much to your opposing team, your wide receiver coach just said pretty much what's going on, man. But I'm going to continue to keep you guys updated. I'm going to keep that pressure on him. And he spoke about Coach Prime. We know Coach Prime is a leader. He's a hard work. Shedeur, all those guys have no other choice but to work hard and do great, because you have a head coach that's leading by example. If you guys like the video, definitely subscribe to the channel.